stream the meeting. We'll see how it does.
All right.
First
All
time on this
right.
computer, so I haven't set this up in the first time we've set this up. Well, I think we're streaming. I think we're live.
All
I'm gonna
right.
play us
That's
in.
good. I don't hear it. There it is.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
I got it. The choreography. We're back, everybody.
We're back.
We're
It's
back,
been a
faithful
while.
viewers. And look who it is. It's Earl.
It's been a while.
Earl, whom we are very happy to see back on screen,
At least in one piece. Yeah.
at least in one piece. We have been away. I hope someone noticed. Hope someone noticed the show wasn't happening. I know a lot of people noticed when you disappeared, Earl. That
Oh,
was
like half of Vancouver was looking for me. I never miss a meeting and I'm usually never late, but then I was missing for like, I don't know, 30 meetings or something like that. And everyone's like, where the heck is Earl? So
yeah. No, it only took one. I was like, I think it was an episode of Earl and the Idiot was coming up. I was like, hey, wait, Earl didn't message me all day. And then I go online and I look and I see this group chat and everyone's like, hey, Earl didn't show up for the thing. And I was like, that's not like Earl at all.
yeah.
That's not how it should be.
So my excuse for not showing up was
Yeah, what is your excuse? You better have a real good excuse for not
it,
coming to that Zoom meeting.
it only took a heart attack. So
Yeah, just the one heart attack.
just the one.
Okay.
So
Do you want to? Wait, I don't know. Do you want to fill in the viewers? How much do you want to reveal? You've been pretty open about
that's
it.
pretty much it. I mean that's what happened. Really, I went to the hospital for something else completely unrelated. Had a heart attack at the hospital, which is the best
Which is
place to have.
if you're gonna do it, it's the smart way to do it.
Right, exactly. So totally fluked out. Had a heart attack and a bunch of stuff went sideways, and I was in the hospital for a month and a half, and now I'm back home. So there we
Thank
go.
goodness. I thought this. I thought we were going to create more content out of this. The fact that you were gone. I mean, you were like I visited you in the hospital a couple times. How many specialists did you have working on your specific case?
I had seven. So at any given time, some random doctor would come by and give me an update and like, okay, your kidney's doing great, or your heart's doing fine, or this is doing this. And I'm like, all right. So it was pretty interesting having seven specialists.
Yeah, you're kind of a big deal.
So
I'm just
even the nurses like looked at my chart and they do a double take and it was like, holy crap.
it's. I'll just speak on behalf of everyone in the audience that we're glad to see you up and about again.
I'm happy to be back.
How are you doing now? Like, what's happening?
I am resting and recuperating at home.
Mhm.
So no longer in the hospital. For the last stint in the hospital, because I was pretty much well, they
Mhm.
stuck me in the hallway on a stretcher. So that was not fun. So because I'm in the hallway, I'm kind of in everybody's way. So when they're bringing another bed in, sometimes they ram me. It's like right. So I'm sleeping, the curtains closed. It's whatever, and I just get rammed, and then another bed bumps into me. So
I was going to ask you in the hallway. How do you sleep? Like, surely they don't turn the lights off in the hallway.
well, they turn out the lights at nighttime. But yeah, like you don't sleep well when you're being accosted by another bed.
Oh,
So
that's good because sleep is not necessary to being healthy, so that's fine.
no, no, not at all. But I was better off than the guys inside the room. So it's like, all right, you know what? That guy's more screwed up than I am. They can
Yeah,
have the bed
given the
proper.
options.
So
And how long were you in hospital for?
46 days.
Not bad. But
Good, good
you got
long
your
chunk of time.
you got your extension cord, and you got your laptop, and you didn't let it slow you down, did you?
Oh yeah. I kept on working out of the hospital still.
Unbelievable, Earl. Unbelievable. Are you gonna have to cut back on the Instagram meals or
Nope.
no?
Just have to stop. So my kryptonite and the reason why I ended up getting, I think it's called diabetic ketoacidosis, is peanut M&Ms. So I'm not allowed to eat that many peanut M&Ms. So maybe like a handful at a time instead of like a bag full at a time. So that'd be bad.
I'm similar with the peanut butter M&Ms specifically.
Yeah, peanut butter is also my kryptonite as well.
You got too many kryptonites. You're only supposed to have one.
Well, peanut centric M&Ms.
Peanut
So
century M&Ms. Yeah. What about
yeah.
almond?
Almond, not so much. I mean, they're okay, but I don't. I won't like mindlessly eat a bag by accident.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm terrible for that. When I like, try to eat healthy, but I'll have a cheat day or I'll go to the movies or something. And it's just I can just eat.
No,
I
no.
can
I mean,
just
I don't. I have no problem eating healthy, but it's just like if you leave a bowl of anything in front of me and I'm just sitting there mindlessly eating it without thinking, I'm just gonna eat the whole thing, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
Not anymore though, right? Earl?
No, not anymore. I don't want to go. I don't want to go back to the hospital again. So, so
Yeah,
no,
that's
no
about
more
it.
of that. I'm gonna ration it. Put like seven in like a bowl, and then just eat those seven.
Have someone hide them in the house and just divvy out. Or get one of those little turn dispensers where it only turns every 24 hours and distributes,
Like a
18 of them or
hamster.
whatever it wants. Yeah, a little hamster. One of those cat feeders. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Kibble and M&Ms are not that dissimilar. I'm sure you
Automatic
throw the
cat
M&Ms,
feeder. I
throw the
see it
M&Ms in
now.
the cat feeder. You ever seen the videos of the cats where the cat feeder goes off and they like bolt for the doors so fast?
Yeah,
Oh my
that's gonna be
gosh.
me.
All right. So, what have you been getting up to as far as business goes?
Steady as she goes. You're helping me out with the AI stuff soon, so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that coming down the pipe.
So I guess you haven't been going to a ton of networking events lately.
I have a motorized wheelchair, so I can Professor Exit
Nice.
uh, everywhere I go. So I can make it most places on crutches, but if I'm gonna sit there for like an elongated networking event for like 2-3 hours, then yeah, it's wheelchair time. So,
Oh my god. They
but
gotta make they gotta make electric wheelchairs like that look fully like the Professor X wheelchair because that's a pretty bomb ass wheelchair.
that would be cool.
Although I think the Professor X one doesn't actually have any mechanics in it because in canon he steers it with his mind.
Yeah, he kind of floats it, and I
Yeah.
can't do that. So plus, I
Oh
kind of like my hair. I don't want to shave it all off.
well.
So,
Yeah. But hey, Halloween's coming up.
hey, maybe.
Um, so what's the next event you're going to then?
One of ours. We run the regular tap and barrel networking event,
Yeah,
and usually about 30, 40 people show up, so that's pretty good.
nice. I forgot, I'm so out of practice on this. I forgot to make a background for myself. So we're just sort of taking it
So
in the
shall we
moment.
dive right in then? I put the notes in the thing.
Yeah, yeah. Let's dive right in to the topic that has absolutely nothing to do with the Northern Lights. For our faithful viewers, don't assume this is related to anything. Um, I was gonna say, I just wanted one thing I was gonna say. Just keep eating healthy because I think a podcast called The Idiot would not be a great podcast. All right, ChatGPT. Remember us? We asked. Oh, so the way it works, if you're just joining us for the first time, and did you put out a notification that we're going live again?
No, I forgot. I had to leave before, and then I'm like, oh no, I didn't do it. So
Okay, so probably no one's watching because they don't even expect the show. But so those of you watching the recording later, format of the show is we discuss business topics to help mainly small businesses, but up to medium, larger businesses too. And what we do is we come up with a topic and we ask ChatGPT to tell us some points to do, not to do, as far as this topic goes. And then Earl and I discuss the ramifications. And he's a smart
we
guy and
run
I'm the dumb guy.
commentary. So
Yeah, we do a little good cop, bad cop. Smart cop, dumb cop is that was the alternate name for the show that we didn't go with. Looks like ChatGPT. I guess it's out of practice. It didn't really spit out a huge outline like it usually does. I need to adjust the prompt. Is this because they nerfed the version 5?
Maybe because this is on 5, so
Yeah. Everyone's complaining that 5 stinks. It's like really dialed it back. Do you think they were? Do you think they were like using too much energy, and they had to tell 5 to dial back the responses because it was the business model wasn't working out? That's what I think.
maybe. So yeah, well, because there's only like two levels of usage, right? Either you're like superpower user and you use it every 15 minutes, or you don't you use it once in a while, right? So I fall into the latter category. So I'm
I
I'm
bet you
always
do.
talking to ChatGPT. So
All right. Well, next week we may have to adjust the prompt a little bit here, but let's see what we got. So we have ChatGPT. Can we do 3 things to do, 2 things to avoid, and what a red hot tip around the topic, falling behind? Use AI to catch up with your business tasks. Have you fallen behind a little bit, Earl?
a little bit on some things because it's really hard to work in a hospital, turns out.
Mhm.
So well, because I'm used to having like a big monitor, right?
Yeah,
And so, now that I'm, at home sitting at a desk, I bought a big monitor, um, and have the microphone again. That's why we can do the show.
right.
But yeah, on a tiny little laptop, squinting with my eyes that aren't that great,
Hmm,
it's really hard to work. So
fair enough. I have recently joined the 2 monitor universe,
excellent.
wondering how I ever made it so far without it. All right, but if something should happen and you fall behind in your business tasks, what do you do to catch up, and how does AI help you? 3 things to do. 1, automate the catch-up queue. Feed your backlog into an AI task manager, Notion AI, ClickUp AI, or even ChatGPT. Have it sort by urgency and impact. So instead of 50 screaming monkeys, you get a clear do this first hit list. What do you think of
I I
that?
I like that. I like that. So another buddy of mine is going through a bit of a crisis, and he's getting overwhelmed with the amount of tasks that he's got to try to figure out what to do. So from logistics to family stuff to work stuff to everything in between, and he's getting a little overwhelmed. And what I told him to do was just do a brain dump, right? Take
Mm-hmm.
everything that's in your head, tell it to chat gpt and say, hey, can you organize this in order of priority, right? And it put everything in order for him, and now he's just, you know like a monkey going through the list. Check, 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 check. Monkey presses the button, right? And
Yeah.
so since he's going through the list, I mean, taking the list and prioritizing it, for lack of better terms, since ChatGPT started screaming monkeys, it took the monkey off his back. So now he just goes through it top down, doesn't think, just gets stuff done, and he feels like he's making progress, and he's less stressed out.
Nice.
So
Did we just use monkey metaphors in 3 different ways in this
yes, we did.
discussing this topic? Well done.
Yes, we
Good.
did.
Good for us. High five. Go team.
Monkey five,
Monkey. Yeah. Well, anyway, we should get back to the topic here. Enough of this monkey shines.
monkey business.
Monkey business.
Not my circus,
Um,
not my monkeys.
this work. This is actually the first thing I tried to do with ChatGPT. But I finally said, okay, I can't avoid. I should stop trying to avoid AI and just dive right in. Um, I use ChatGPT for this. It worked well, but the problem I had with it is you say, I have all these tasks to do, and it organizes, and there's a nice little organization. But then at the end of the day, you have to basically write a report to ChatGPT. I got this done and this done. This is half done. Didn't touch this. Didn't touch this. And plus tomorrow I got to do all these things. You have to write out a whole report. I kind of feel like I could just write that out myself and do my own tasks. It didn't have the function of just going, yep, that's click to have that done.
Right, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I ended up sitting down, organizing it in my head, and then telling ChatGPT. And I'm like, if I'm already organizing it in my head, what do I need you for, ChatGPT?
Well, ChatGPT does a prioritization. So what I do is I put it into a spreadsheet first, dump them all into the spreadsheet, feed the spreadsheet to ChatGPT, and then when I come back at the end of the day, I just go through the spreadsheet, and the second column, done, 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 done. And then I pass it back to ChatGPT, give it more tasks for the next day, ask it to recombobulate the entire thing all over again, take out the ones that are finished. And so I only have to use the spreadsheet I would have had to use anyways, right?
Right.
So I just use it for priority, you know.
You feed the whole spreadsheet into it and then say output a new spreadsheet with the dones removed and the new tasks added or whatever.
You could do that. You could say, hey, dump this into a CSV and then import that into your spreadsheet.
Mm. But in the end, I've settled on I'm using ClickUp for my to-do list.
Yeah, ClickUp has an AI as well that can do all these things.
Okay, yeah, I haven't explored that part of it even.
So
I haven't figured out this, but it's inbuilt, or do you have to pay extra for it? I don't even know.
I forget I have a paid version of ClickUp, so I have the
Yeah,
ClickUp AI. I don't I forget if you pay extra for it or not.
yeah. I'm on the $7 plan, the cheapo $10 whatever plan because I'm cheap.
Well, you
I
don't
was on
need
the
that.
free plan for the longest time, but then it's like, oh, you only get so many dashboards.
Yeah.
That's how they get. I knew eventually they're like, oh, you're out of whatever it is. They told me I was out of time tracking, and I was like, "Oh, time track on a spreadsheet, you bastard! I'm not paying for you." Then when it was dashboards, I was finally like, "All right, I'm sure $10 a month is worth this." And yeah, now I don't know how I run my life without ClickUp every time a task comes. That's the important thing. Every time a task comes up, I get distracted. You ever get this one where you're like, you have so much to do, you can't do any of it because you're like, okay, I'm going to do this task. Oh, shoot, you know what? I really got to address this thing. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I haven't
That,
bought, and you keep jumping
that's
to the
that's
thing
why
you're,
I do the priority thing.
yeah,
And since I'm doing the priority thing, um, once I set the priority, I'm not allowed to add anything else. If there's
yeah,
something else, too bad. It gets added to tomorrow.
right. That's good. Yeah. The other thing that worked well for me was the Pomodoro, the 20 minutes technique.
Oh yeah, the
Good.
timer thingy.
Like, this guy,
Yep.
that you suggested. And it's one of the line in the Pomodoro that got me, like when it's explaining the technique to you. It said the world will be okay without you for 20 minutes.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that line.
That was such a good line because I was like, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, if I'm doing this, there's something else that's not happening because
Who's
I'm busy
doing
doing
everything
this.
else?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you can disconnect from everything for 20 minutes and focus on one thing. And then usually I keep going for like 2 hours once I focus on it for 20 minutes.
Right.
Now you're into it, right? But it was like that was really important. But I guess yeah, back on topic, AI is what can help you prioritize that. What's number two? Batch the boring stuff. Draft emails, summarize reports, and clean up meetings with AI. Do it all in one shot, then spend your human brain power on the creative or strategic moves. Don't totally understand what that means. Please explain it to this poor idiot.
So, okay. I'm going to explain it a little differently.
Yeah.
There is a chemical compound in your brain that gets used every single time you switch gears. So every time you do one task and you switch to another type of task, you use up a little bit of that brain juice. Okay. Now, once you run out of that brain juice, you can't switch tasks anymore. Like your brain just stops working and goes, nope, I'm done for the day. Right. So, because people hit that wall sometimes. And the only way to replenish the brain juice is to have a proper sleep. And then you can do it again. So there's no such thing as multitasking. It's just monotasking. And every time you switch tasks, brain juice goes down harder. But if you were to batch things together and do all of the same kind of thing, it takes less brain power. Right? So there's less juice usage when you do emails and you just do emails and you just do emails and you just do all the emails you can for that allocated amount of time, and then you switch to something else once your email time is up. So what this is saying is it says batch the boring stuff. So when it says draft email, summarize reports, clean up meeting notes, those are all kind of the same thing, right? So we do it all in one shot, So that way you're not switching gears all the damn time. Because if you do an email and then you take a phone call, and then you do an email and then you build a website, and then you do an email and then you do social media posts, and then you do an email and your brain just starts to shut down after a while, right? That yo-yo back and forth movement eats you up on the inside. So yeah, so it's saying batch all the stuff, do it all in one shot, and then you have more brain power left to do other stuff.
I get that. You know what? Actually, yeah, I remember talking about this. I don't know about the brain juice being that particularly involved, but definitely switching tasks is taxing. And that was part of the reason that I really noticed that when I got a second monitor,
Mm-hmm.
because I like if I was using AI to give me instructions on how to do something, and I went on one monitor, I'm like, okay, do the thing. Oh, what was that? Switch back to ChatGPT.
Mm,
Oh, got it. Switch back to this thing. Oh, wait, switch back to this, and having to do this all day long
right.
versus one, like, what am I doing? Oh yeah. What am I doing? Oh yeah. On one screen and not doing that switch, I notice a huge difference in my focus on the task.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's
So
weird. It's
the
weird. It's a weird subtle difference, but it's like something about that. I'm switching to something else now. Burns you up.
for
But
for
okay,
for people with like pretty bad ADHD like I do, sometimes it takes as much as 20 minutes to get back on track, right? If I get derailed. So if I'm into something and then you derail me, sometimes it takes as long as 20 minutes for me to get back into the groove and into the flow state.
I've started allowing myself that when I sit down at my desk, I've got about a half an hour worth of fucking around. I'm gonna pardon my French, messing around and nonsense I got to do first before I actually pick up a real task.
Ah,
Just just baking it into the day now. But to the point, what role can AI play in accomplishing this?
well, the drafting the emails part, summarizing reports part, like one of the things that AI is really damn good at, it's summarizing things.
Yeah.
Even when AI wasn't that great, like back in the early days of ChatGPT, when it wasn't really that good, it sounded kind of robotic and soulless, right? During that time, like its special ability, its superpower was summarizing things well, right? So yeah, you give it like a giant transcript with a stuff and go, hey, what are all the action items? It's really good at doing that, right?
Mhm.
So for you to pull them out by yourself is kind of the pain in the butt, right? So what our project manager does now for meeting notes is she just takes the meeting notes, hurls it into AI, and goes, "Give me all the people and like make a list and all the tasks assigned to them," and then she inputs that into the project management software. But now that AI helps her do that, she could do it in like minutes versus taking like a half hour or like an hour to figure it all out.
Mhm. I got to share a win I had with AI. Probably what I'm about to say is like the most obvious thing in the universe to you, but I like when I figured out I could do this, I was like, this is brilliant. I so what part of my process when I have a new marketing client and we're um, particularly when it comes to writing the copy for the website. You've encountered this. No one likes to write for their website.
Yeah, no one likes to write for their own website, but when
Yeah,
you write for somebody else's website, it's real easy.
yeah. Actually, hey, remember that guy who never didn't get back to me for like 8 years, and
Yes.
then he got back to me? He disappeared again.
Oh my God.
I updated his website. I rebuilt the website with the new technology with Elementor, and he gave me money. He paid me a bunch of money and said, "Okay, I'm going to go away now, and I'm going to write these pages. Remind me what I need. Oh, all this. Great. I'm going to write these for you. Great. Bye. Haven't heard from him in months, months and months and months. He's an experiment for me now. Anyway, my process before ChatGPT was I would interview the client
Mm-hmm.
and get the data out of them. So when you're bringing on a new client, what do you want them to do, or blah blah blah, you know? And I'd ask them questions. What kind of mood do you want to communicate? What are you trying to tell people? Like, what's your history? Blah blah blah. And I would take physical notes, and then have to use my stupid brain to try to write something. And I was like, and then I went, oh well, I can input all these notes into ChatGPT and have it write the stuff. And then I went, wait, I can take a transcript from the Zoom call, put the transcript into ChatGPT, and then have it write stuff.
Yep.
Boom.
Love it.
Right? Like I said, this is probably super obvious to you, but I do like.
Oh, transcripts are our jam. We use transcripts all the time. When we're doing the graphic social thing that you helped out with that one project,
Yeah.
we'll take the transcript from like a 45-minute call, upload it to ChatGPT, and say, "Hey, find me like 15 good quotes out of this thing," and it just does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I found that I found I'm really good at asking the right questions to elicit the information. I'm really good at sort of pulling apart what they're saying and be like, okay, you said that, but what about this? What about that? I'm
mm,
really good at that interviewing process. But then the part where I have to then take my notes, first of all, my handwriting's so messy, half the time I can't read my own notes. But then it's this whole process of trying to sort it out or whatever. But now it's like I can just do the interview process, which I'm good at, and then have ChatGPT do all the parts I'm not good at.
yep, absolutely.
Amazing. And I'll tell you the product it came up with. Um, the client wants to make some changes, but I was really impressed. It like really, it took me a couple of. I could now have a conversation with ChatGPT. It's like ChatGPT now understands the client because it's read the same interview I have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But now I
Yeah,
can say, well, what
totally.
about this for the client, or what about that? I can have the conversation with ChatGPT, and we got to a really good place. So there's
That's awesome.
good future in that. Thanks. I just needed a pat on the back for that. What is the next number 3 thing to do with ChatGPT if you want to catch, or with AI? If you want to catch up your to-do list, I like this one. Use AI as your accountability buddy. Daily check-ins with your AI assistant keep you from quietly slipping back into overwhelm. Think of it like a snarky project manager who never sleeps and never forgets.
I have been running into a lot of people who've been using AI as their accountability buddy for like everything.
Mhm.
Not just business, but like keeping on their diet,
Yeah.
um, not drinking, not doing drugs. There's people who like use it as like their AA buddy, right? And so, hey, ChatGPT, I didn't drink today. Good for you. And it tells you good things and it says you're a good boy. And then you tell it, oh, I'm sorry, I fell off the wagon and I had a drink today. And it says, that's okay. One's not gonna get you and da 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 da. As long as you get back on the bandwagon tomorrow. And it's very, um like just positive, right? It's such a positive little coach that when you use it as your accountability buddy, it makes you feel good, so like
Yeah.
you want to appease it, and like you almost feel bad going to it going, sorry, I had a drink, right?
Right.
So I find that very interesting as an accountability buddy.
Sorry,
um
I had some peanut M&Ms.
yeah. So yeah.
Do you have a recommendation for what service to create your accountability buddy with, and what prompts or concepts are used in the creation?
All of them typically work. So I've used Gemini, I've used Grok, I've used ChatGPT, I've used there's a whole bunch. And
Mhm.
so just saying, hey, I'd like you to keep me accountable, and then giving it the boundaries, and then using it on a regular basis. That's it. They're all the same. It doesn't matter which one you end up using. They're all pretty good at keeping you accountable, as long as the big part is you using the damn thing, right? You got to
Right.
report back, right? It's not magic. It won't figure stuff out on its own, right? And it's not going to preempt ask you because it's a prompt, right? You got to tell it stuff. So yeah, the big piece is really you owning up to it and saying, did I eat peanut M&Ms or did I not eat peanut M&Ms today? And
Yeah.
funny enough, there's no peanut M&Ms in the house at the moment. So uh, yeah, I didn't eat peanut M&Ms.
Good. Tell ChatGPT about it.
Yep.
I just saw a meme of a girl whose her dad put it. They put a. I think it was for feeding the cat. It was like a little chart on the board to tick off whether you fed the cat or not or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, my dad walked into the room and pointed at the chart and said, "This system is only as good as we are," and walked out again. She's like, "What the hell did he mean?" And it's exactly that. It's like ChatGPT is only gonna be it's not gonna check in on you if you don't open it up
I,
and turn the program on.
I've seen a comic like that, but they did it on a whiteboard, and the cat would sit there and take its paw and rub it off and say, "Feed me again."
Yeah, well, that cat deserves to be fed. He's clearly smart enough.
If he's smart enough to ask again, yeah, there you go.
But using AI as an accountability buddy, positive, positive response from you. Very good idea.
Positive response, but you gotta report back. If
Yeah.
you don't report back, it's only as good as the report back part. So even if you never report back, your accountability buddy sucks.
Do you make a custom GPT to talk to, or
I'm usually making custom GPTs to talk to everything, just because that way it remembers the conversation. It's specific to that conversation.
yeah,
So
yeah, I've got like I'm looking at 20 custom GPTs for various things.
something like that. Yeah.
All right, here are two things to avoid. This is interesting. Number one, two things to avoid when you're trying to use AI to what is it? Catch up on a backlog. One, don't try to automate chaos. What does that mean? If your system is a dumpster fire, AI will just make it a faster, smokier dumpster fire. Clean the system before you automate it. That sounds good. That sounds like a good idea. Empty your dumpster. Put out the
Yes.
fire in your dumpster.
Become one with the dumpster. Find the
Right.
zen in your dumpster. Yeah, that's true. I mean, AI just makes stuff faster. So if you do stuff crappy and you use AI, it's just gonna make it crappy but faster.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with that, right? So if your process for getting stuff done sucks, right? Let's say that you have a to-do list, but your to-do list doesn't have any due process in it, right? There's no priority. It's just whatever the hell I feel like putting on the damn list, right?
Right.
And that sucks. And you're not batching stuff like we talked about earlier. You're
Mhm.
doing an email, then you're doing a website, then you're doing an email, then you're doing social media, then you're doing an email and something else. It's just gonna make you run out of brain juice faster. So yeah, I agree with that.
Fair enough.
Don't
So,
try to automate chaos. I like how it says if your process is a dumpster fire. I love that. My favorite meme for dumpster fires is a dumpster fire during a flood. So there's a dumpster
oh
just
yeah, it's
somewhere
floating down
floating
the
down the
river.
water.
That's
I
just like
love that. I love that meme.
that's the sort of thing. It's at that point you have to throw up your hands. We're done here.
Well, because I actually had that happen to me. So one of my virtual assistants back in the day, he was a coder, and he was coding, and his house caught on fire, right? And since his house caught on fire, his computer caught on fire. And then there was a flood. And so he couldn't get to the computer or fix it or repair the data. And then the flood hit and then washed the computer away. So the whole thing is just moot and gone. It's like, wait, first it caught on fire and then it flooded. He sent pictures. It was the real deal. Like I saw the burnt up computer and then I saw the flood, like as tall as a car. And I'm like, where do you live? Remind me never to go there. Right. So yeah, that poor guy, he had to redo everything all over again.
Yeah, I guess that's God telling you maybe take a step back and reevaluate.
Yeah, reevaluate where you live. Stop.
right? Yeah, and what you were up to. Okay, I guess we could probably do a whole nother show on how to set up processes in your business that aren't dumpster fires.
Yes,
But I assume AI helps with that too.
it does. It does indeed.
You know, it always feels like you can kind of take another step back with ChatGPT or with AI. It's like, help me organize this. Actually, wait, help me figure out if I should even be organizing this. Oh, wait, help me figure out if that's even the right priority for me right now. It's like you can always take a step back. Like how you instead of giving it information, you say, ask me questions about what you should know before you do this.
Right. What you want to do is you want to go backwards until you hit what's called a framework, right? And when you hit a framework, then you've got kind of the bones of a system to at least work upon, right? It's not just sheer chaos, right? There's not like a million screaming monkeys, and you're like, which one do I silence first, right? When there's a framework, the framework will tell you which ones to go after first.
Fair enough. And AI could probably help you reach that point, I guess.
well, which framework should I use to tackle this problem, and have it figure out a frame for you. And then, okay, great. Now show me a series of steps following this framework in which to tackle this problem, and dump everything in priority order for me so I know what to do first. So all of a sudden, it's got a frame, it's got a system, it's got priority order, and you feel like there's some order to the chaos, right? So that's one way to get going.
Brilliant. Close the notes for a second there. All right. Now, other thing to avoid: don't expect. I think this one's good. Don't expect set it and forget it. AI is powerful, but it's not magic. You still need to guide it, check the outputs, and give feedback. Otherwise, you'll be fixing robot written nonsense instead of moving forward. It's kind of what we just said.
At least it's calling itself out.
Right.
So yeah, sometimes um so when we write custom emails for our campaigns and stuff, you can tell when my buddy uses AI too much, because AI is like super duper emoji trigger happy, right?
Right.
So you
It's
can
it's
tell.
emoji happy, it's M dash happy, and it's metaphor happy.
Yes. And so you can always tell when it's AI because it has those three things in it,
It
right?
spits out metaphors like Ernest Hemingway on a bender.
There you go. But yeah, you still need to definitely guide it, give it outputs, give feedback. What I find better than set it and forget it is have AI give you the bones, give it the structure, give it the outline for things, and then fill it in with your brain, right? So have it come up with structure, and then with if you agree with that structure, use that structure, and but fill it in with fill in the rest with your head, right?
Mhm.
Don't let it write everything for you, because it will sound like gobbledygook sometimes.
Yeah. And it's what we are just talking about, that you can't you gotta if you avoid your accountability buddy, it's not gonna hold you accountable.
Right. What good is the AA meeting if you don't go to the AA meeting? Right. Same
Do
thing.
they do they make one? There probably is this already, but do they make any kind of chat model that reaches out to you, like text you in the morning?
You could set that up with N8N or with
Wait, what?
make.com. N8N or make.com.
N8N
Yeah.
or sorry,
Those are
N8N
frame or make.com.
oh yeah, okay.
So you could set it because you could have a trigger, and the trigger could be a time on the calendar, right? So you could just say every day at 8 o'clock, reach out and ask me how I'm doing, right? And you can set it for certain times. Can you check in to me at 8, 12, and 4, right? So
Yeah, I know that a friend of mine who works in the field of helping people with addiction, it's one of the services he offers is the daily text check-in.
mhm.
So it's apparently effective. Just knowing someone's gonna, oh shit, he's gonna call me at 9. He's gonna want to know what's going on, or whatever, right?
Well, yeah, you feel, even if it's a robot, you still feel beholden to it for some crazy reasons. Like, crap, the robot's going to check, and if I don't tell it something, it's not going to fill in the sheet, and there's going to be an empty spot in my sheet, and then then you have a conniption.
Don't have a connection. All right. I don't even quite know what time we're at here because I don't quite know when we started, but here we go. The red hot tip from ChatGPT about using itself to catch up on backlogs. Clone your voice for speed. Oh, Earl, did you tell it to say this?
No.
No. Clone your voice for speed. Train AI on your past emails, proposals, or social posts. I shouldn't train it on my social posts and my business life should not ever meet each other. Train AI in your past emails, proposals, or social posts. Once it knows your style, you can crank out you sounding content in minutes instead of hours, letting you catch up fast without sounding like a soulless bot. You've done this, Earl. Don't lie to me. Is this even Earl? Am I talking to an AI Earl right now?
No, no, no. This is the real me. I like how it calls itself a soulless bot. So,
Yeah, it's very self-deprecating. It's endearing.
um, yeah, training AI on your stuff is a really good thing. Um, training it with samples of your own writing, training it with samples of your own stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, if you end up like me and you use it enough times and you have enough stuff on the internet, that it knows you, it can totally write like you, right? Like so I mean, if you ask ChatGPT right now, hey, do you know Earl Flormata? It probably will. And then if you say, can you write like him? It'll say yes.
I'm
And
testing you. I'm calling you out on this. I'm doing it right now. Keep going.
okay, do it. Yeah. Do you know Earl Flormata on ChatGPT right now?
Do you know the Muffin Man? You can keep talking while I'm doing this one,
All right. So I did this on stage,
Oh, yeah.
and my whole talk was, do you know AI? Yeah, but does AI know you? Right? And there was a bunch of other AI people on stage, and I'm like, ask AI if it knows this guy. It didn't know anybody but me. So that was hilarious.
Here you are. It's dug up. It's a marketing slash AI guy who brands himself as the evil marketing genius.
See, it does know
Here,
me, right?
here's
Now
what.
ask it the question, can you write like Earl?
Hold on, this is too good. It says, here's what I dug up in brackets. It says warts and all. It says potential drawbacks, things to avoid. And it says the evil marketing genius branding suggests he might use edgy or bold tactics.
Nice.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun,
Okay, then what
dun.
you say? Can it write like you?
Ask it, can you write like Earl? Right, like the next prompt. And if you want a really fun thing, look at any random thing on your desk and tell it to write a Facebook marketplace post selling that thing.
Okay, here's a sample I whipped up in that tone. Okay, most businesses treat marketing like a lottery ticket. Buy enough ads, inboxes, maybe you'll hit the jackpot. That's lazy. Marketing isn't luck, it's math. Every click, every lead, every dollar is a lever. And when you pull, I think I've heard you say this before. When you pull the right ones in the right order, you don't hope for sales, you manufacture them. That's
Yep,
pretty good.
that sounds like me. So yeah, we did this.
Stop chasing shiny tactics and start building a machine. That definitely sounds like you.
Yeah, we did this at Starbucks between me and a buddy, and I
Yeah.
didn't even tell him to say how do I explain this? I didn't even tell him to say anything. I said, ask if it knows me, ask if it can write like me. Now take a picture, and we were in Starbucks, of your coffee cup and say, hey, I want to sell this on Facebook Marketplace. Write it like Earl would. And it just did. And it sounds like me. And he laughed so hard he fell out of his chair.
That's
So,
so funny.
so there you go. Cool.
Sell me this pen. All right, that's the red hot tip. Make a you. So you make a custom GPT, right? And then you can just say, hey, can you respond to this email like I would?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And that's it. Now it's time for
Time for hack of the week.
hack of the week.
Did the whole show this week. I'm so out of practice. I didn't even set up my stupid microphone.
Oh no. Well, hack of the week.
Hack of the week.
If you want to sound like your heroes, right? There's people that who make really cool websites or make really cool videos or really cool anything, or like the top thought leader in your market space. What you do is you set up a custom GPT and you feed it the samples from your hero and your own writing samples and ask it to amalgamate them so it sounds like you, but it writes it in the style of your hero. So it upgrades your own writing with the people that you look up to and love. And so I did this for a couple of writing projects where I said, I look up to Sabri Subi, I look up to Frank Kern, I look up to, Hormozy. So a lot of these people that I look up to, it's like, hey, you know what? I really love the way they say certain things, right? Can you write this using my verbiage, but kind of the style of Simon Sinek? And it just does. And it's kind of amazing. It sounds half like you, half like your heroes. And if you pick a couple different heroes at the same time, it merges them together. And so it is kind of phenomenal. So that's my hack of the week. I've done it a couple times for a couple different writing things, and it sounds awesome, right? The writing is even better than I had expected,
Wow.
right? So
you're kind of creating an idealized you. It's like, what if it was me? But instead of being lazy like I am, it's really a big go-getter,
or double down on the lazy, right? Like Frank Kern is I love his writing, and he's super lazy, right? So I mean, like one of his products was called the Underachiever, right? So, so if you pull the stuff from the underachiever and you put it with yours and you make it extra lazy so that it like the copy sounds really easy to pull off, it makes it sound even easier to pull off. And yeah, that's freaking awesome, right? So again, just pick the right types of heroes or the right types of examples that you want to kind of amalgamate with your own writing style. That's the key. And make sure you use a custom GPT, because the other hack, like the half hack of the week, is if you use a custom GPT, the original chat GPT doesn't know that AI wrote it. So when you use AI to check against AI, so I'm an adjunct professor at a couple of schools. How I check if a kid used AI to write it with AI is I copy paste the whole thing and say, hey, Chat GPT, did you write this? And if it did, it goes, yep.
It knows if it wrote for someone else in their computer in their home, it'll tell you it wrote it.
Yes, as long as you didn't use a custom GPT. If you use a custom GPT, it won't know that it wrote it. So not for all of you college kids, that's how you cheat. But yes, there you go. So if you use a custom GPT, it's harder for it to figure out that it's written by AI. But yeah, we had to use AI to defeat the AI checker that did this for like SEO purposes. So there you go.
That's a good point. I was already getting ready to create a custom blog writer, but I guess I better accelerate that process now.
Yep. Custom GPTs are worth their weight in gold. So,
Lord. All right. That's an extra tip of the week. I guess that's everything.
Well, that's a wrap. It's nice to be back. It was fun doing the show again. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got right into it. Except I didn't have my microphone, but so good to have you back, Earl. So good to have the audience back. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And have ChatGPT back writing for us. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Right. We have to thank the AI overlords so they eat us last.
Exactly. And that's it. I feel like I'm supposed to say something else. I said thank you to you, the audience, ChatGPT.
And thank you, Dan, for being my co-host, man.
I guess that's it.
Are we playing this out?
Play us out. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Here we go.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.